Hadoken, a bit of Shakunetsu as well every now and then. And Wrath, on the other hand, I mean, we all know about Sonic in this game. I think this could go in a lot of different, unpredictable ways. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens.
After all, this is America versus Japan. This is going to be a pretty much a challenge of which playstyle has evolved more. Both of these competitors have showed their mettle, have showed what they have to offer, but now they have to do it one more time and when it matters the most. Game number one, we see the Japanese contender, Asimo, just giving away one stock, while Wrath still sits comfortably.
Listen. I want to explain myself and I want to defend Asimo. Whenever I see Asimo get into a set, Loki is sometimes his first set of the day as well. Sometimes he just SDs his first stock. Very randomly, he might even win the game anyway. That's just Asimo. He has a habit of doing this. It's fine.
This is normal. This is standard procedure.
Standard procedure. Look, he's catching up. He's catching up.
Look at him go. He might even go for a spike here. Good Tatsumaki-san Bukyaku to try to get him out. El Talon Tarahumara, just like that. A beautiful, destructive back air to immediately bring it back and not tilt you as a crazy person, John. You were right all along.
That's what I mean, bro. Asimo just can't. He loses the stock. He's like, bro, I don't even need this. I'm just going to SD first. I'm going to play like Lucario. And you're just going to, you know, you could try beat me with 2 stocks. You'll see.
But dude, that's a power move. Imagine that if he actually brings his game back after giving away 1 stock, how would that pressure Wrath?
The mental advantage that you can gain from that. He has no jump, by the way. He has no jump.
He's fine.
Oh no! Unfortunate misplacement of the forward air, and Wrath somehow can't take the stock. Asimo is very lucky in said situation. But he has an opportunity to catch up here, a brilliantly spaced back air. As the Japanese call it, Asimo has a patented catchphrase, which is just called Asimo no Kugo. It just means Ashimo's back air.
Nice.
And he has a notorious 100% success rate with every single back air that he throws that he wants it to kill. Wrath, though, taking the stock first, it's still looking like he might be in prime position to be able to take this first game.
Yeah, these scissor kicks are absolutely brutal for a Ryu that is struggling to land every single time he's in the air. Wrath feels ever so more enticed to just go up there, chase him down, and cut him down, knowing that he can deal massive amounts of damage, even with the focus attack, not only breaking it, but being able to catch him right after that. Gotta be super mindful because percentage is racking up quite fast. And now it seems to be taking a toll on that first stock being lost, where Asimo is struggling to get this second one off of Wrath.
Yeah, Wrath has kind of just been in solid advantage state for like the past 30 seconds. It was looking so good for Asimo, but something just started clicking for Wrath, I suppose. And Asimo just can't quite seem to catch his spin dashes right now the same way that he was at the beginning of the set. But I'd still not count Asimo out of this set just yet, but he is last hit. I'm a little worried for his sake. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be hard. Like, to be honest, even if he plays perfectly, he would have to avoid the pressure that Sonic can put out. Of course, not a lot of options to try to mitigate whatever Wrath is doing right now, which is playing in a safe approach, extremely nice, well-placed back air to ensure that the stock is taken. Definitely, the toll was real. The tax of losing that first stock certainly took a bit of a bite on Asimo's energy, or at least the possibility to get this first game. Wrath looking really good though.
For Wrath in that particular situation, I was really impressed by the fact that I think considering how explosive of a player Asimo can be, I was so impressed that Wrath could just take it completely slowly. Asimo was at such high percent and could die to so many moves, but Wrath just took his time, waited it out, waited for that one opportunity where he knew he could get that back air and just secured the bag. Like, that's exactly how you want to be playing this character when you have a lead. Wrath playing phenomenally at the moment, and he might continue to do so coming into this game too.
All right, so far, percentages are just not too far from each other, but Wrath is the first one to break that pattern, waiting on that shield, knowing that one extension from Asimo could lead to a little bit of extra damage. It's chip damage, but it's extremely important. Homing attack to catch him over the Shakinetsu, and the pressure still on, trying to go all the way down. Beautiful tech from Wrath, for Asimo to still survive just for a little bit longer. Gotta keep in mind though, Ryu with Rage is extremely deadly, and Wrath knows this. That's why he's not approaching unless it's in a safe way.
Yeah, he's what I'm seeing right now is that he's spin dashing under the Hadokens, which is unfortunate in this particular matchup. In that particular instance, it clanked. But I suppose when you build up enough momentum, Wrath is just able to go under them. Asimo now really struggling to catch Wrath. The damage difference isn't too bad, but Wrath gets a very nice nair back air. Could be able to wrap it up here. He's okay. He's okay.
He's still alive.
Asimo gets back.
Gotta be extremely careful though, because we're not just, oh, there you go, one more touch, and Asimo should be within the third phase of Rage. 150% ensures that from happening. Ooh. Great tech.
That was
just
an incredible
to survive
reversal.
Just for a little bit longer. He will still recover, but oh my god.
How is he still alive? Literally, how is he still alive?
It's crazy, and you gotta be super mindful, because if he makes a mistake, if Asimo makes a good lead, Wrath could absolutely get destroyed here, trying to catch him with a Hadouken instead, just to add a little bit of extra damage, just waiting on shield, knowing that if he overextends, he could very well lose that first stock first.
Staying grounded, looking for those opportunities, maybe an occasional jump call out that you can see from Asimo. He's just presenting options at the moment. Wrath just can't quite seem to catch his first stock yet. Up until that nair, he finally does so. What I noticed a little earlier, and this is why you're not seeing Asimo throw out Hadokens anymore, is that from a particular distance, maybe like halfway across the stage, there was a moment where Asimo threw out a Shakinetsu, Wrath literally reacted to it. I think he spin waved in, and then just nared into him as a punish, which means that, which shows Asimo that Wrath can literally react to Hadouken from around center stage, which is incredibly quick reaction speed and decision making. But that switches up the way that Asimo is going to play around him quite a lot, I think.
No, I agree.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot more grounded gameplay, a lot more fists coming out as opposed to projectiles.
Fists and kicks for sure. I mean, that Tatsumaki is absolutely insane at dealing massive amounts of knockback. Still, gotta be mindful, because Wrath is playing extremely defensive now, knowing that Asimo with one interaction could rack up massive amounts of damage, and that's exactly what he's doing. Wrath playing a little bit more of a passive approach while still offering a bit of a aggression that has to keep Asimo on his toes, has to keep him ready for reactions, because otherwise you're going to start eating up all of this damage. Of course, the Shakinetsu will allow him to just keep on challenging Sonic every time he finds a good opening.
Wrath is just so creative with his movement, and all his recovery movements are like so interesting to see. So far, Wrath kind of behind now at the moment, but Asimo not looking too good in this particular situation. Just about manages to get back. Almost what was a back air, but he actually went for the Tomahawk Shoryu. Didn't commit to anything though. You don't want to commit too hard, obviously, against a character like Sonic.
Definitely watch out though, because things are not looking pretty. There you go. That's the confirm that you talked about. Yeah, you talked about it earlier. Every time he wants it, he gets it. Great stuff from Asimo to bring things back into his favor. Things are looking real good for the Japanese contender, while Wrath keeps spinning away, trying to force an opening, but being unable to quite get it, or at least get the results that he wants. Goes for the grab, knowing that he could still pressure a lot of Ashimo's recovery, but he needs to be super careful, because that shield was actually quite close to getting broken.
Yeah, but Asimo manages to get back onto stage regardless. Wrath definitely going to have to start playing a little more committally, perhaps, to try and look for the kill. 2 minutes left on the clock. I don't think we're going to go to time.
No, I don't.
Asimo recovering low, a brilliant recovery. Ooh, yeah, reacting to the focus just with the multi-hit forward air. Does it again, and Wrath takes the second stock. It's doable for him.
For sure, Wrath, we know that he won't shy away from doing poke damage, just going at it. Of course, we saw earlier how Wrath was doing really well when it came to those juggles specifically. The up airs have been really good at keeping Asimo on edge as he tries to land. But every time Asimo finds an opening, he's racking up 30, sometimes even 40% at a time. And that's extremely important to deal with Sonic. One good hit and he could be done, but we are actually getting very close to the end of the timer. 1 minute and 30 seconds is actually quite scary, especially now that Asimo is off stage, struggling to come back.
Just about manages to get back in these situations. I think Ashimo's disadvantage state really shines in the Sonic matchup. Might be able to find something here at the ledge. Tries to line himself about. What?
No way.
He's alive, he's alive, he's alive. But what?
Barely. Yeah, barely surviving there. He was so close to the upper blast zone. And maybe he's trying to fish for a...
Oh, that's...
No, he's fine. He's heavy. Yeah, he's heavy. He could still take it, but nah, another one. Okay, it's still.
He has no jump, so he's forced to air dodge. I thought he was going to focus, but he's still back somehow. Asimo could clutch out this game. This could be huge for him if he manages to do so. But also at the same time, very detrimental if he doesn't. This is an exhausting game that we're seeing right now. How are you still alive?
Managed to barely survive. Time is running out, and it's actually Wrath who is on the lead in terms of percentage. Only 20 seconds left, but it's not gonna be necessary. Wrath goes in, slides in, rolls in rather, into the forwarder to make sure that the stock is taken. And the second game is also in his favor. Wrath doing a phenomenal job at being patient, not falling victim of Ashimo's kill confirms, which, let's be honest, there's a lot of them, or at least they feel super scary. You have to respect them quite a lot. While Wrath needs to play it super calm, super safe, so he doesn't overextend that much and get punished in lethal fashion.
Wrath plays so funny, bro, because like, I commentate Ken and Taike all the time at my local practically every week, to the point where sometimes it's like grand finals Ken Taike, so I see a lot of Sonic. And they're both those players. Taike, I'd like to say, is a little more aggressive with his playstyle, but neither of them get too technical in the sense that like Ken barely spin waves, and the fact that Wrath kind of does it so often to the point where sometimes in neutral, Wrath will kind of just spring into you out of nowhere. Right. Whereas a lot of Ken and Taike's playstyle is a lot more like they're just spinning across the stage and they're either gonna like keep spinning or they might jump into you, or you know, you can kind of see it coming. But sometimes Wrath will just jump into you out of nowhere and be like, oh, hi, you're getting grabbed now. Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I think it's so fun to see.
Yeah, I gotta bring it back to the previous game actually, just how Wrath was able to pretty much put Asimo on a check situation, not checkmate, but a check, in which, whether it was a timeout, Wrath had the lead in terms of percentage. Of course, he didn't go to that, but that also means that if he wanted to be aggressive maybe a little earlier, he could have still made that win. So again, it's hard for Asimo to find an opening, to make himself an opening. He has to rely on those hard reads as a Ryu main, whether it's a backer, whether it's a Shoryu confirm. And so far, we haven't seen that a lot, Sean.
Nair beats out Spin Dash in the air, which is why I understand as to why Asimo throws out Nair so much in the air, but at the same time, if Wrath calls that out, Wrath can just stay grounded and catch the landing of Ashimo's Nair to be able to get himself a good string of hits, which is why I think this matchup for Ryu just looks a little infuriating, especially when you're at a deficit, but that is... I was about to say Asimo had to leave, but I'll shut up. The game is back to even.
Yeah, not much that Asimo could have done there. And once again, he's going to struggle to land. Once again, the pressure that Wrath sometimes puts out when it comes to not letting Asimo either land or find a solid footing on the ground. Listen, this is absolutely crazy. He gets hit another backer, and that will be the stock for sure. Wrath making sure to keep his dish clean.
Asimo had absolutely zero say in that edge guard just because of how efficient Wrath was immediately with every single follow-up after Wrath managed to, you know, come back to the ledge, regain his resources, and he just knew what to do next immediately. That's phenomenal stuff. DIing down on that. Smart. Yeah.
And let's be honest, I think Wrath, whenever he goes for aggression, whenever he stops spinning around and jumping around the stage, it's where he actually gets so much mileage. He gets so much of an advantage whenever he does that, because Asimo's struggling to deal against that. So interesting to see how Wrath is jumping back and forth between just bouncing around and then just being all over your face. Oh my God!
I haven't seen Asimo pieced apart like this in so long.
Dude, I'm telling you, just the fact that Wrath can go aggressive and get a game, get stocks like that, that's absolutely crazy, and that has to be extremely highlighted and congratulated, because it makes Sonic look hype.
Grab that controller, buddy. You are progressing through winner's side. Wrath taking it 3-0, the upset against Asimo, as he will progress through bracket. The most stacked bracket of all time, by the way, as we mentioned time and time here at Kagaribi 13, where he will be playing... Who is he playing? He's playing Taike. That's a Sonic mirror. That's the Sonic Ditto match.
Yeah, that's funny. I actually got to commentate on Taike on the Genesis.
Yeah.
Against Shiny Mark. So I know my guy. He's fun. That match is going to be interesting to see. Do you think we'll get to see it on stream? Probably not on this one, but
yeah,
maybe?
it'll be on another stream for sure.
All right, this is I know this. Even if it's hold on, even if it's katakana, it's Doramigi, right?
Yes.
Hey,
well done, well
Doramigi and Yoshidora are going to face out soon, I believe, in this stream.
Yes.
I don't know if we are switching casters soon
or
not.
I believe it is the exact time that we are switching casters.
Nice. All right.
I don't have my phone with me, so I actually can't check.
That's fine. Either way, if we are yet to move away or not, I'm extremely thankful. Gracias a todos los que estuvieron aquí. Thank you so much for you, to all of you who were here. Please don't go anywhere. I know it might be late. Huevos a ti primero también. I know it might be late, but it means the world to us, and it should mean the world to you that you're also here at Kagaribi witnessing what could be or what should be history. I've said it a couple times before. This event is not the end of Smash Bros. Ultimate. I think it's a new beginning. A bonfire actually does that. Burns everything